Hey everyone, hope you are having an amazing day because I know I am. This will be my first gaming and review video, and before we get into it please leave anything I can improve on in the comments. But without further ado let's see if Watch Dogs Legion is worth the buy. I will be sorting the game into multiple categories and at the end give the game a rating and tell you if you should buy it or not. So first let's talk about gameplay and how good it is. From my experience the game runs pretty smoothly and for a Watch Dogs game this one probably had the best gameplay out of the other two. You always are on the edge of your seat during combat because there is so many ways you can approach and exit situations. You can use any tool at your disposal to kill the enemies, which is something the last two Watch Dogs games didn't have. The other two didn't give you as much options to kill people as this Watch Dogs does, and this game's combat system is way more fun. But there is always a downside, and that is the cooldowns feel way too long, especially for a game like this. For combat I will give this one a 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about driving and how it feels in game. The driving in this game feels very similar to the other two Watch Dogs games. It runs very smoothly and has a good feel, which you don't need a lot of training to drive fast and not hit anything. The driving is very good, so I will give it a 9 out of 10 because sometimes the camera and driving angles feel wonky. Now let's talk about customization. Customizing characters is very fun and way better than the other two Watch Dogs in every sense. First, you have mask for missions when you're in combat. You have so many options to choose from. Money isn't hard to get, so all cloths don't take too long to grind for. And you have more clothing types to choose from. Also, unlike the last two Watch Dogs, the clothing shops aren't spread out too far apart, which means if you wanted to you could just stop and buy some cloths for your next mission. I will give character customization a 9 out of 10 only because some of the shopping centers seem very limited to one cloth type. Let's now talk about the story. The story in this game is awful. It seems so spread apart and no character has any true connection with another. The story idea itself isn't too great either. Maybe they meant for the story to play out in another way, but it came out as a mess. Even though the characters in this game don't feel lifelike and have no personality, I do think the characters stand out in the sense that they all have different looks even though there is 9 million characters. Is it worth it? In the end I think Watch Dogs Legion comes out as the best Watch Dogs, but that being said it still falls on something the other games had a massive success with, such as the story, the characters, and something I forgot to mention was the guns in the other two games just seem so much more fun to use. But what this game is successful at is the world, the gameplay, and the general fun of the game. This game to me has been the best in the series and just seems to blend in with the other two games in some way. But that being said, I really do hope this game adds DLC with good story and not the bad story we have now. A few more things before I answer the big question. I do like the new mask feature and the graphics are stunning, especially from up high. Also, I do have to credit Ubisoft for finding a way to have 9 million voices. Now for the question, is it worth it? The answer is yes. This is a great game by Ubisoft and I highly suggest getting it if you like the other two games. But that being said, if you're in it for the story, I would wait for the next one or buy a DLC if a good one comes out. I would give this game 8 out of 10 and thank you Ubisoft for bringing us another amazing Watch Dogs game. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, if you would, can you please leave suggestions in the comments I should improve on.